In Game 2 of the National League Championship Series between the Houston Astros and the hometown Pittsburgh Pirates for the 1979 strat-o-matic card set. Before we begin, I made the football tutorial video for the specialist cards tonight. It had been a while since I've made one for the series. Secondly, Jerry, this is where we're getting back to the Championship Series games, to answer your question. And third, Tony Dr. I am going to make a pass rush video for my next video. I'm going to have to wait till I've got a block of time of about 3 hours to figure it out, work out the video, and put it together. But once I do, it will be on, good sir, and it won't take long to do it. So hang in there. We're going to get it. I know you've wanted it for a long time. Top of the first, Jeff Leonard facing John Candelaria. Stop rolling. 2-8, and Leonard leads off with a single. He is on first. They're going to hold him. And that is Ott. At a 3, takes him down to 113. And he's going to go ahead and try and steal second. Run out. So Jose Cruz, one away. 5-9 on Candelaria's card, catches the triple split. 90 feet away, one out. Can't bring the infield in. Squeeze play. Pull is gonna try to bunt him in. 7, batter pops out to catcher, runner holds. So 2 outs. Jose Cruz standing on third base. Cesar Cedeno. First base. 1-9 hard grounder to Foley over to Stargell, and that is out number 3. We go to the bottom of the first. So the Pirates leading off, Omar Moreno, center fielder. 1-8 hits a hard ground ball to Enos Cabell at third over to Cesar Cedeno. Routine grounder, so that's out number 1. Brings up third baseman Bill Madlock. 2-6 off his own card, and Madlock rips one through the left side just past Craig Reynolds' outreached hands. That's a single there for Bill Madlock. In the shallow left. So he will be on first base. Dave Parker, Cobra. Facing Joe Niekro, starting pitcher for the Astros. 6-6 off Niekro's card. Parker hits it high behind first. Cesar Cedeno drifts back, and he's underneath it. He makes out number 2. So Madlock standing on first. Brings up the old man, Willie Stargell. Niekro's pitch, 3-5. And catches Stargell looking at the outside corner. He's arguing with the umpire, but he's not going to win that when Niekro slides one by him. So that's no score after 1 full inning. Alrighty, so we go to top of the second. Astros are up. They've got a game lead in this series. Enos Cabell. 5-4 off Candelaria's card, ground to third. Madlock is fielding at a 3 with a 1. And that is a single for Enos Cabell to lead things off. Alrighty, so Cabell's at first. These gnats are going to get me. Got him. Alright. He's got a friend. Rafael Landestoy. They are going to hold Cabell, and Cabell is still going to try and steal second. Ed Ott does not get the throw in time there. Slides in under the tag. Cabell at second base. No outs. Landestoy. Nothing special in the defense. Landestoy's going to bunt it over. 8 on the sacrifice. Batter's thrown out by first baseman. Runners advance, so he gets the job done. Cabell over to third. And that is a 3-1 sacrifice. Candelaria covering the throw from Willie Stargell. But with one out, Enos Cabell's 90 feet away. Shortstop Craig Reynolds comes to the plate. 5-6, and Candelaria catches Reynolds swinging. Out number 2, Alan Ashby, catcher. Oft times a skewed hero in the postseason here. 110 off his own card, hits a hard one back to the box. Candelaria scoops it up off the hop over to Stargell, and that's out number 3. So nothing going for Houston in the top of the second. Bill Robinson, left fielder, leading off against Joe Niekro, bottom of the second inning. Scoreless ball game, 5-9 off Niekro's card. It's a long fly ball to center field. Terry Poole doesn't have to back up far to get it. And he brings it in for out number 1. Sits Robinson down. Phil Garner, scrap iron, second baseman, batter 6 in the order. Niekro's pitch, 5-5 off his own card, and looper into Poole. Poole's racing forward to get it, and doesn't have to lean over quite so far, but he covered a lot of ground to get there. Poole showing some range on that play. 2 down, Ed Ott, catcher. And Ed Ott swings 4-7 off Niekro's card, and Ed Ott is caught swinging at Niekro's card. Strikeout. That ends the inning, scoreless after 2. Alright, here we go. Top of the third. And Joe Niekro comes to the plate to face John Candelaria. 4-11. Ground ball back to first. Stargell fielding in a 4 with a 17. And that is out number 1. It was out with no runners on base, but nothing else going, pretty straightforward. Trots it over to first. Gets there well before Niekro. Brings up Jeffrey Leonard, right fielder. 1 away, 6-6. And that is a 2 on the split, so that is a single for Jeff Leonard. His second straight hit of the ball game. They're going to hold him. And this time he might just pay attention to that. 1 away. Cruz is going to bunt. 7, sacrifice. Batter is thrown out by first baseman. Runners advance. So Leonard is on second base. We'll call that a 3-1 sack. 2 outs. Astros have a man in scoring position, and all Poole really needs to do is get a hit here. As long as he doesn't have 1 star behind it, it'll be a run for the Astros. 4-9 off Candelaria's card, deep fly ball. Omar Moreno tracking over towards right field, calls off Parker. He makes the catch. And after 2.5, we go to the bottom of the third. Goose eggs. So here we go. Bottom of the third, Tim Foley, shortstop, number 8 in the order. Pitch from Niekro, 6-5. Fly ball to left field. Jose Cruz is underneath it, and he makes the play easily. 1 gone, bottom of the third, and here comes the Candyman facing Joe Niekro. Candyman, yep, both of them are number 1 hitters cards. That is 1-9, and John Candelaria strikes out. So we go to Omar Moreno, top of the order, but 2 down, facing Niekro. I keep doing that. 1-6, 8. That is a single for Omar Moreno. Again, I didn't see what it was, but I've reflipped it and taken outs before, so just leaving it that way. Omar Moreno on first. Bill Madlock, Mad Dog. Alright, that way. 1-7 hits a sharp ground ball at Enos Cabell, and he launches it over to Cedeno. Just beats Madlock by about a foot. Less than a step. 5-3 ends the inning, and your score after 3, Pittsburgh Pirates and Houston Astros tied at 0. Here we go, Cesar Cedeno, cleanup batter, leading off top of the 4th. Cedeno 3 for 4 last night with a double, 2 singles, RBI, and 2 runs scored. Hitless so far in this game. 1-9 off his own card. Hard wrap at Tim Foley gets it over to Stargell for out number 1. That's the second time grounding to short in this game. 1 away, Enos Cabell. Enos Cabell led off with a single and stole a base, but he couldn't get around to score. Here's the pitch from Candelaria. It's a 2-9. And a fly ball to left field. Bill Robinson gets underneath it. He brings it in. And that is out number 2. Rafael Landestoy, second baseman for the Astros. John Candelaria. 1-10 off Landestoy's card. He pops it up high behind Garner at second. He tracks back. He puts it in the glove. So that is out number 3 for the Astros. And we come to the Pirates. Bottom of the inning. Dave Parker, number 3 in the order, leading off against Joe Niekro. Parker with a 3-4 off his own card, and he hits a long fly ball. Jose Cruz is back, and it's a rocket over the left field wall. Home run, Dave Parker. He just caught a piece of that, and it went. It didn't matter which side of the field he was hitting it to. Sucker was gone. Hit it over the opposite wall. Dave Parker draws first blood. Pirates are up 1-0. Willie Stargell at the plate. 6-5. Hits a long fly ball right after Parker's. Jose Cruz is back, but he gets up, he gets this one. That's out number 1. Another little bit of spit on the bat, and he'd have had himself 2 homers in a row right over Cruz's head. 1 gone, but 1 across the plate. Bill Robinson. 1-5. Hits a hard ground ball. Craig Reynolds scoops it up easily over to Cesar Cedeno for out number 2. And we get to number 6 in the order, Phil Garner. Scrap iron. Scrap iron with a single and an RBI single in last night's game. 8-2. Pirates fans are trying to forget that. Facing Niekro, 4-8. Fly ball to right field. Jeffrey Leonard is coming in, and he makes the catch, but not before the damage is done. Pirates play to run and lead it 1-0. So now the Astros have some work to do to try to end this series early. Craig Reynolds, shortstop, number 7 in the order, facing Candelaria. 6-4 off Candyman's card, and Reynolds leads off with a double. B. Steeler, not much happening going to third. Ashby averaged 202. He's going to try to bunt him over. 10, batter is safe. Lead runner is thrown out by the pitcher. So that's a 1-5 and a fielder's choice for Ashby. Ashby stands on first base, and that brings up Joe Niekro. And Niekro, you don't want him, he's got a lot of ground ball A's in the 3 column there. He's going to try to bunt him over. 5, batter thrown out by pitcher. Runners advance a base. Candelaria gets it over to Stargell to get Niekro. But doesn't stop Ashby going to second. 2 outs. And Alan Ashby is on second base. Jeff Leonard comes to the plate. Leadoff batter. 2 down. Candelaria on the mound. 1-7. Hard ground ball to Madlock. Knocks it down. Picks it up and fires it over to Stargell. Beats Leonard there by a step. That is out number 3. 5-3 ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Pirates coming up. Ed Ott, catcher, leading off the action for the Pirates in the bottom of the bracket against Niekro. Wind up in the pitch for 7, and he catches Ott swinging second time in a row. Ott goes for the knee cheese. It was probably out of the zone, but he decided he wanted to try to get a piece of it. That's 1 away. Tim Foley facing Joe Niekro. 3-8 off his own card. Skinny single split. He misses it. Hard line drive at Enos Cabell. He snags it. It's like the glove was born in the place and space where that ball was headed. Foley is out number 2. John Candelaria comes up to the plate, takes a couple of wind-up swings. Necro. 5-4 fly ball center field X. Poole is fielding at a 2, looking for a 4. And Candelaria gets a piece of this. It's looping into shallow center field. Poole is running in. He takes a dive at it, makes the catch. So that's 1, 2, 3 for the Buccos. Terry Poole with a great play in center field. So we go to the top of the 6th. Tie score 0. Here's to lead things off for the Astros. Candelaria on the mound. Going strong. Not even thinking about taking him out of the game at this point. 2-10. And back to the box. Candelaria's eagle eyes on that ball over to Stargell for out number 1. Both pitchers doing a pretty good job at keeping the offense at bay. Both of these offenses have proved that they can be explosive. But Candelaria and Necro seem to have things in control. Terry Poole, 1 out. 3-7 hard ground ball at Madlock. He fields it no problem. Chucks it over to Stargell. That's 2 away. Top of the 6th. Cleanup batter, first baseman Cesar Cedeno against John Candelaria. 6-11 off Candyman's card, fly ball to right. Dave Parker with an X. Fields at a 1, looking for a 20. And roll it again. With a 16, it's a long fly ball to right field. Dave Parker tracks underneath it to the warning track close to the foul line. He makes the catch. Cedeno got a good piece of that one, but it did not carry. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. The order, Omar Moreno leading off, and you can hear this Three Rivers Stadium crowd really getting behind their Bucks. Way to go, Pirates! Way to go! Way to go, Pirates! Way to go! Yeah, shake the dice. Moreno! 5-9 fly ball to center field. Terry Poole is underneath it. Makes easy work of that one. So Omar Moreno goes down. Out number 1 brings up Mad Dog Bill Madlock, third baseman. Single and a ground to third so far tonight. 5-9 off Necro's card. Misses a skinny single split. Hard rap at Craig Reynolds. Reynolds gets his glove up. Snags it out of the air for out number 2. Everybody run for the bleachers. Parker's hitting you another one. Dave Parker, 2 out. 5-7 off Necro's card. Ground ball second base X. Hard shot at Landestoy. Fielding at a 3, looking for a 20 and rolling it again. Hard shot at Landestoy with the 12, and he makes the grab. He gets it over to Cedeno. Out number 3, Parker. No back-to-backs for him. But the Pirates do take it to the 7th inning. Astros coming up, down by 1. Now we're getting into the area where teams might be considering some pinch hitting with their pitchers. Even though they're doing well, you really want to make stuff happen. Enos Cabell facing Candelaria for the 3rd time. 4-11 ground ball first base X. Stargell fielding at a 4 with a 9. And he scoops it up and tosses it to Candelaria, covering for out number 1. Joe Necro, John Candelaria are doing great, but you know, you may get to a point where you really want to get a run and you got to sit down a good pitcher in order to do that. Rafael Landestoy, 4-6 off Candelaria's card, fly ball left field. Back, Bill Robinson is underneath it. Calls off Omar Moreno, and that is out number 2. Robinson with a good play there. Didn't have to run far to get it. Craig Reynolds, shortstop, facing Candelaria. 6-11. Fly ball right field X, and it's back. Parker is headed for the ball, fielding at a 1, looking for an 11. And he tracks it down, gets underneath it, and that is out number 3. Dave Parker brings it in and starts jogging back into the dugout. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. We're out at the old ball game. Willie Stargell leading things off against Joe Necro. 5-11 ground to first. Cedeno fields at a 3, looking for a 12, and Cedeno scoops it up and trots over. Out number 1. Unassisted put out at first. I got something itchy on my arm and it's really distracting. Bill Robinson, left fielder, 1 away, 1-run lead for the Pirates, the narrowest of margins. Joe Niekro, I know where it was, right there, 2-8. And Niekro catches Robinson on the cheese. That's out number 2. Strikeout number 5 for Joe Niekro on the evening. Phil Garner, scrap iron, second baseman. 6-2 off Niekro's card, and Garner hits a hard one at Cedeno right at the plate. Cedeno steps on the bag, and that is going to be out number 3. We go to the top of the 8th inning, and Astros are trying to get a run back and then some. Looks like Joe Niekro is getting ready to be in the on-deck circle. Looks like the Astros are going to do him in the 7th to be able to keep him going, because he's only given up 1 run. He's only given up 1, 2, 3 hits, including the home run to Dave Parker. So a 3-hitter with 5 strikeouts. It's a 1-run game. It's not a horrible performance. Niekro's doing well. So is Candelaria. Alan Ashby leading off. John Candelaria on the mound, 2-5, and Ashby leads off with a single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Before that, Candelaria had put down 9 in a row. And accepting Reynolds' double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row before that. I mean, Candelaria is doing very well. He is as well. So no outs. Alan Ashby at first base. What do? You bunt Niekro. Ashby gets a lead start 3. Batter beats out the bunt. Runners advance a base. Infield single for Joe Niekro. Alan Ashby makes it to second. No outs. Jeffrey Leonard comes up. He's a .290 batter. What do? You bunt him. 5. Batters thrown out by pitcher. Runners advance a base. 1-3 sack. Ashby to third. Niekro to second. 1 away. 2 men in scoring position. Jose Cruz comes up. Now you bring in the fly ball B's that he has over in his 3 column. And that Candelaria has in his 4 column. And you're really going to think about this. You're going to look and you're going to say, what is Terry Poole going to do? He's 287. He's probably going to get a hit, but he's a grounder. You're going to walk Jose Cruz. Intentionally walk Jose Cruz. Walk the bases loaded. 1 out. Top of the 8th. And Pittsburgh is going to see if this is going to pay off. They're hoping they can get Poole to double up. Here's the pitch from Candelaria. 1-8. 2-star single. Alan Ashby scores. Joe Niekro scores. Cruz makes it to third. 2 RBI single for Terry Poole. And the Astros are up by a run. 1 out. Men at the corners. Top of the 8th. Cesar Cedeno comes to the plate. And Cedeno is just going to swing. He's got some ground balls. Yeah, he's swinging. Candelaria staying in the game, 6-6. Misses a single split, hard rap at Phil Madlock, and Madlock gloves it for 2 down. Madlock gloves that one. Da-da-dee-da. And now it looks like the Pirates might be the ones thinking about pitching change coming up shortly. Especially with Ed Ott getting ready to lead off. Enos Cabell. 2 down. Men at the corners. Little drama late in the game here. 6-7 at Foley. Fielding at a 3 with a 13. And Foley boots at 1 base error. Allows Poole to get the second, but Cruz scores. Any runs from here on out are unearned, including that one, because that would have been assumed out number 3. Cruz scores. Poole is across. And we've got a pitching change coming up now. So they're going to, Chuck Tanner is calling for Grant Jackson to come into the game, facing Rafael Landistoi. 2 outs, men at the corners, 3 runs in for the Astros, 3-1. 2-6 off Landistoi's card, hits it high behind Garner. Garner fades back, and he makes the grab. But the damage is done. Astros are now up by 2. Ed Ott leads things off, bottom of the 8th inning. Joe Niekro is still in on the mound for the Astros. 6-9 off his own card, misses a skinny split because that there be a 20. Lines out hard to Reynolds, and Reynolds bags that one for out number 1. Sharp wrap at the shortstop. 1 away, Tim Foley comes up to the plate. 4-10 off Niekro's card. Tim Foley, 1 home run, 532 at bats, 1979. It's back, and aloha means goodbye. He went yard en fuego. I've never been able to do that on a strat video before. Oh man, solo walk-off clout for Tim Foley. That was Mazeroski-esque, if I may say. 1 out, now a 1-run game, and we're going to do some strategy. So the Pirates, they decide to go with Lee Lacy to pinch hit for Grant Jackson. Jackson comes out, and he got the Pirates out of a jam. He did his job. So Lee Lacy, 1 down, and 1 down, facing Joe Niekro. 1-3 off his own card, hits a hard one at Reynolds. He grabs it, he's over to Cesar Cedeno, and that is out number 2. Bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order, Omar Moreno, center fielder. Pitch from Niekro. I know that was a 2, I saw it right there. 5-5 off Niekro's card. Fly ball to center field. Terry Poole breaks out underneath it. That is out number 3. However, the Pirates do play to run, and the heart of the order is coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. Drama extraordinaire. Your Houston Astros lead the Pittsburgh Pirates by a score of 3-2. Recap the scoring in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dave Parker, solo leadoff home run, opposite field right over... Have we got the right people out? Yes, right over Jose Cruz's head. And then the top of the 8th, just when things were looking in hand for John Candelaria, the Astros open up with a huge inning. Ashby hits a single. Joe Niekro, sacrifice bunts himself a single, moves Ashby to second. Leonard, sacrifice bunt, moves them around to second and third. Pirates gamble on an intentional walk of Jose Cruz, and then Terry Poole comes up with a 2 RBI single. Line out to third base later, Enos Cabell comes up, and one bounces off the cleats of Tim Foley, allowing Jose Cruz to score. And then in the bottom of that bracket, Tim Foley just says, "Oh, I forgot we were playing baseball," and knocked one out of the park. So I don't know what he was thinking. Was he golfing? I don't know. It was a great drive out of the tee box.